Hi all, Hal here with more Empyrion, and today we're going to set some things straight. Alright, so some of the things that I've been saying this week were blatantly wrong, and we're going to sort all of that stuff out. But first, we have to get started, so let's go. Okay, so there's been a couple of updates in Empyrion since the first two videos were recorded. I recorded those, I want to say Saturday, late Saturday, early Sunday. And so there were some things that have been going on. So I think some people know that pretty much all of 7, since 7 came out, I really hadn't been playing Empyrion. And there were some major changes that came up. I did a quick look at some of the things early on, but you know, for the most part, I pretty much avoided Empyrion. So we're going to go ahead and clarify a few things. So my complaint about the way that corn works in the game, specifically how you get it, has actually been addressed. One of the things that was pointed out to me, and I want to thank the community for, you know, feeling like you could actually point those things out. And that is something that I actually do want to encourage. So apparently what used to be sugarcane is now corn. Let's turn the light on so you can see that a little bit better. Now this used to be the sugarcane plant, so it's now corn. So you can actually get corn pretty much anywhere you find plant fiber. I've been finding them side by side pretty often. So at least on Aqua, corn, not an issue. All right. So this does not change my opinion on the cost of copper in the early ammo. But, you know, it does at least mean that things like the multi-tool and the drill, not quite so useless early on. Since you can get corn fairly easily, the rest of the materials you're going to get when you're mining anyway, so not an issue. Alright, so that out of the way. Once again, I want to thank the folks in the community. I think pretty much everybody who commented said, "Hal, you screwed up on this one." so yeah, jokes aside, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. All right, so we have been gathering materials. As you can see, we've actually been building a little bit of a base here as well. I'm playing around with some of the new things, getting caught up on what actually does and does not work in the 7 series, specifically 7.5. And then there is some other misinformation that I've seen floating around as far as magnesium in the ammo is concerned. Let's go over here and take a look. Alright, so magnesium right now is really only used in some vehicle weapons, for the ammo for the vehicle weapons, but more importantly, it's used in all of the missile style projectiles. So the rocket launcher, which is the one that you carry around, the regular missile, as well as the homing missile. Excuse me. And then the large rocket that you use in the bigger craft as well. So you still do need magnesium for, you know, basically mid-game to late game, anything explosive. But as you can see here, oh, they changed the name finally. Okay, so nitrocellulose powder, which is what you get from plant fiber. So now I was told that they updated this. Yes, they did. Okay, so if you remember, I showed you in the previous video where my crafting, or my constructor, even after I had promoted it to an advanced constructor, wasn't showing the plant fiber. So apparently in the build that I had, which was the very first 7.5 build, this blueprint had not been added to the constructors appropriately. They're now in the constructors. So if you have lumber, or if you have logs, you convert it to lumber. You convert, actually no, you don't have to go to lumber anymore. You can just go right to plant fiber. That's even better. So you get 20 plant fiber for 1 log. This actually is really nice because now I'm not a person who likes using the chainsaw, but because you need plant fiber for so many things now, being able to get it straight from lumber like that is actually really, really cool. Alright. So I think that was the bulk of the things I wanted to make sure got addressed. I have been doing a little bit of leveling off camera. As you can see, we've also built a bit of a base. It's expanded quite a bit from what it was. We now have an SV that we're running around with. And let's go ahead and show you basically what I've done here. So for those who have not played on Aqua in a while, this is the Hongo base. This is the default little survival shack that you get on Aqua. And then we've gone ahead, basically leveled out the terrain around it, made it into a concrete base. We went ahead and put in the greenhouse that I was talking about doing. As you can see, we've actually got a bunch of things planted. Now, some of my confusion with the corn. This is what I was expecting to see in wild corn, because all of the other plants that you can harvest in the wild look like the plants that when you plant them. It's just for some reason corn does not look like corn in the wild. It looks like the sugarcane. I'm guessing that's probably a placeholder graphic and will go away eventually, but we'll see how that works. So yeah, been enjoying it. I actually, the 7.5 update with some of the challenge that's been brought back to the game, I'm actually really enjoying. Capacitor for our solar cells. I did move the solar cells. We now have them. We have one here mounted on the face, and we have another one. We have the horizontal one up on the roof. When you are using the new force fields, you need to have your area defined before you place the force field. Otherwise, it won't take for some reason. I don't know if that's a bug right now or if that's a by design element. Basically, because this is supposed to be filling in the space, and it does. So if you don't have, at least when I tried it, I didn't have a forward gap, the forward bar here completing the space, and the force field would let me place it, but I wouldn't get the forward. Like if I took that out, there would be space there. Basically, the force field wouldn't turn on, I guess would be the way to say it. Now, I haven't tried it since we've done that. Did it go away? So I'm trying not to destroy my very expensive solar panel there. Nope. So it's still here. Now, when I placed it, the blocks weren't here, so I will probably play around with that a little bit and see if it's something that's been addressed. But as you can see, we have basically updated to the point where we've got a bunch of stuff going on now. All right, let's park that there just so it's out of the way. We've gone ahead and moved an armory out here. We've got our ATM just so that we could, place our money in as we harvest it. All right. Okay, so I think, like I said, I think that's pretty much the stuff I wanted to make sure got addressed. And thank you again for the folks who have been asking questions, as well as for those who have been pointing out where I was making mistakes. I do appreciate it. The only way I can get better is, through trial and error, so I'm going to try to do better in the future on that. All right, so I think that is everything. One of the big changes for 7.5, right, coming back to the change update for 7.5, is they now have a configuration file that you can edit within the folder. What that file will allow you to do is it will allow you to change recipes for what you need to craft things, the rate at which you gain XP, how much XP you need to make the levels, how many hit points things have. I mean, it's basically just this giant list of all of the entities and items in the game, or almost all of the entities and items in the game, that you can basically change values for. So what Eleon's doing is they're basically giving you the ability to set the game up to play it the way you want to play it. So with that in mind, I will probably end up doing I don't know if I'm going to do a custom planet or a custom config. or not. So if you have any feedback on that concept, like if you want to see me do something custom, throw your suggestions and feedback down in the comment section. And what I'll do is, if there's enough interest in it, I will do that. And if there are, like, if I see a common theme of things you want to see, like, I don't know, like all weapons only require a copper ingot or something like that, you know, we can talk about that stuff. So, but yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what you all think about it. Yeah, it's been a long day. All right. So anyway, like I said, I've gone ahead. We've got the base. We've got an SV. You know, because I hate HVs. I have almost an illogical hatred of them. It's pretty bad. I really don't like the HVs in this game. I make them to use them, but I don't like them. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I want to thank you all for stopping in. By the time you're seeing this, I should probably be taking my my assessment for finance, which is my second to last class to finish my business degree. Yay, degree. It's the last actual class I have. The final thing I have to do is a capstone project, which is a fully fleshed out and realized business plan. Business plan. Anyway, so I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully we'll pass that thing today. You'll probably find out later. If you're not following me on Twitter already, follow me over there and you'll find out whether or not I passed. Hopefully it'll be good news. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fabulous day. Have a fantastic rest of your week. And we'll see you back here next time for more actual Empyrion gameplay. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody.